How do millionaires become millionaires? How do people go from 6 to 7 figures, from 7 to 8 figures, especially building a business online? That is the question. So in this video, we cover 5 simple things that I've learned from hanging around with multi-millionaires who have built their businesses online that will make you and me a millionaire. What is up, guys? My name is Josue Pena with Online CEOs, helping you grow and monetize your brand, business, and influence with social media and marketing. So if you're new here, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button. How do you actually become a millionaire? That is the question we have today at hand. As you can see right now, I am currently traveling. I'm in a hotel room from a speaking engagement that I just got, where I'm gonna speak about Instagram. This event was created by Alex Hormozi, and he went from 0 to $10 million in 10 months. His company is currently doing over $2 million per month, which is mind-blowing. I've also had the chance to hang out and be friends with the team from IGboss, Russell Brunson, and a bunch of other cool people. So here are 5 simple common things that I see every single time I talk to one of those guys that is an entrepreneur and a multi-millionaire, specifically online. Number 1, burn the boats. What does this mean? It just simply means you're willing to take risk. Burning the boats, I believe, is a common phrase by Tony Robbins, where he says that you will not be able to conquer the island until you burn the boats. Meaning that if you're not willing to go all in what you want to accomplish, what your goal or dream is, you will never be able to accomplish that you have in mind. It is only until you burn the boats that you're actually able to conquer the island or conquer your goals and dreams. It is not until you have taken yourself out of your comfort zone completely that you're actually able to reach out and completely crush your goals. I have personally seen this in my own life as well. I went from 0, completely broke, to 6 figures online in just a few months. And that was accomplished by taking risks. And from there, I went almost completely broke again, almost a year ago. And the only thing that picked me back up again from almost going broke and bankrupt was taking risks. And then last December, I purposely went almost out of business, just putting a lot of money, investing in a lot of things that were risky, just because I knew that were gonna pay off later in the future. And of course, because I didn't wanna pay that much taxes. And I took massive risk that right now I'm paying tremendously. This year, my business has completely exploded. Last month was actually my highest grossing month in revenue, over $115,000 in revenue. Now, this month is actually gonna be my highest month ever, because in just 4 days, we did between $90,000 to $120,000, with more than half of that being complete profit. Now, tip number 2 that I've seen that these millionaires do to actually become millionaires, and that is having a competitive advantage when it comes to pricing. What does this actually mean? Well, it means either be the most expensive or the cheapest. Do not be in the middle. So either be Louis Vuitton, meaning $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 purses, or Amazon, $5 purses. Don't be in the middle. Now the question becomes, why is this? Well, because when you have the most expensive product, you are extremely valuable in terms of how people perceive you. It is all about perceived value. Money is just an intangible object that you cannot do anything with it. You cannot eat it, you cannot drink it, you cannot keep yourself warm with it. All it's able to do is get you more things that you see more valuable that you're able to exchange for money or for a piece of paper. So when you become the most expensive in your marketplace, what you're actually doing is positioning yourself as the expert inside your field, as the one who commands highest authority versus everyone else. Obviously, in order to do this, then you also need to have the best product or close to the best product, and also the best messaging, marketing, and sales. Becoming the most expensive one in your marketplace is definitely not easy, but it's definitely the most rewarding. The reason why Alex Hormozi went from 0 to 10 million in 10 months, it was because he positioned himself the most expensive, the most valuable in his marketplace. His cheapest product right now is over $15,000. Think about that for a moment. His cheapest product. I'm currently working myself on this as well, to being the one go-to guy in my marketplace and becoming the most expensive one in there. Like I said, with that comes a lot more responsibilities, meaning you have to over-deliver. Your product and service needs to be over the top, better than anyone else, and your marketing and sales needs to also be a lot better. Then on the flip side, if you become the cheapest, then you're kind of competing with Amazon. And let's be real here, you do not have the infrastructure and the margins and everything else to become the the cheapest one in the marketplace. So my recommendation to you is work your way up to becoming the most expensive one inside your marketplace. You will make the most amount of money and you will be the most respected one inside your market. And again, if you decide to be in the middle, you do not have any competitive advantage in terms of pricing, because people will only compare you versus the other person. That means if you're racing to be the cheapest one in your market, you are being compared to Amazon, meaning, Johnny here has a $5 product, but Amazon has a $2 product. So I'm just gonna go with Amazon because probably in terms of quality, they're both the same. But then if you're in the middle and trying to go for the most expensive part, you're still being compared to the top guy. That means that if I was competing with Alex Ramosi and my pricing was $5,000 versus his, that's $15,000, in people's minds, there is at least $10,000 worth of value that they are not getting, even though my product and service might be exactly the same as his. So again, try to decide which one you're gonna be, the most expensive one or the cheapest one. And of course, you do not have to decide that right away. You can always work your way up there, being the most expensive one or the cheapest one. My recommendation where I'm going, I want to be the most expensive one because I want to be able to deliver the most amount of value in order to be perceived as the go-to guy in my marketplace. Tip number 3 of how these guys actually became millionaires and kept being millionaires, and that is learn to keep your money. Making money right now, it is extremely simple. We have the internet, we have social media, we have digital marketing, and you can literally see people going from zero to hero extremely quickly. And like I said before, I am a living example of this. I went from making almost no money to making a ton of money really, really quickly, and then almost lost it all a year ago. And yeah, this is something that I do not talk about that much, but if you want to find out what the actual story behind that whole scenario and whole stressful situation, just leave a comment below. And what I learned from that situation is that it is actually harder to keep the money than to actually make it. You can lose a lot of money just blowing it up in parties, or maybe taking unnecessary and unlogical risks, taking unwise decisions that have made your business just go. All these little things add up and actually drain your bank account day after day. So that means that you're actually draining your bank account faster than you're actually putting money back in. And on top of that, you're not able to keep the money that's actually in the bank account that's flowing in the first place. So if you want to be a millionaire and actually keep being a millionaire, make sure you learn how to keep your money. That is something that I'm currently working on myself, because if I'm being 100% honest with you, I do not know accounting. I do not know how to make a budget. I do, but I'm not strict with it. That means that when I see money in my bank account and I want something, I just get it. Obviously, I do have a very good understanding with what I should get, with what I shouldn't get, and I usually only get the things I actually need, not the things I want. So for example, I can currently buy a Tesla right now, but I do not buy one because I am traveling a lot right now, like you can see. So that means that if I actually bought a Tesla, I wouldn't be able to use it in the first place. So why would I get it? So again, number 3, learn how to keep your money, not only make money. Tip number 4 that I've learned from being around all these millionaires and that will make you a millionaire, that is delegate or build a team or whatever it is you want to call it. All these people that have been extremely successful building a business from 7 to 8 to 9 figures, all of them have had a solid team in place. And you always hear about this, but you never actually understand it until you actually do it. I went from 0 to 6 figures by myself without a team, and that was fairly easy. But going from 6 figures to 7 figures have been a stretch, and that is because I am not great at building a team. I actually just got a team right now. I actually got assistants, video editor, and writer just because I wanted to scale up, and it has been amazing. My time has freed up a lot more. I'm working less hours, actually being able to focus on things that I actually should be focusing on, which are revenue generating activities that only I can do, and then delegating the rest. And what I mean by this is just because I know how to edit this video doesn't mean I should probably edit the video in the first place, because I can actually take that time and maybe talk to a client, or maybe close a client, or maybe create more content that will mean more revenue in the first place. And of course, if you're not good at something, then you should probably delegate it, because let's be real here, you're gonna waste a lot more time trying to learn the thing in the first place than actually just hand it off to a team that just knows how to do it. So learn how to delegate, learn how to create a team, and just go that route. One book that I read that has helped me a ton in this specific aspect is called Rocket Fuel. I'm gonna leave a link down below to Amazon so you can check it out. It is really, really good. It calls about the visionary, the integrator, and how to build a team between the two. And like I said, I am no expert at delegating or building a team. I'm currently working on it, but the little time that I've actually been trying to do this actively have been completely amazing. So I definitely suggest that you, if you are in my spot, maybe you have a 6-figure business or something like that, then you need to definitely build a team. And number 5 on actually building a multi-million-dollar business is focus. One of the many things that we all struggle is ADD, or chasing the shiny object syndrome. Today we're doing this, today we're doing that, tomorrow we're doing this, and then next week we're doing that. So we go from A to B, from Z to D, without actually becoming an expert in one specific field. And even if you're an expert in one specific field, then you deviate to something else because you're thinking, this is already making me money, so I'm just gonna create something else that's gonna be more entertaining. In other words, you get bored. But if you see one specific trait, not only for millionaires and multimillionaires, but also billionaires, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, they all say the number one thing that you should do is focus. You only have so many hours in a day that you can actually dedicate to something. So that means that you cannot do everything that's on your plate. You have to choose one thing and do that one thing great. And you have to do it consistently every single day, every single year. And that is how you actually become a millionaire. If you become the jack of all trades, you're not gonna do any trade at all greatly. That means that you will not be able to be the most expensive one in your marketplace, which means that you're gonna be in the middle, which means that people are not gonna see you as valuable, which means that you're not gonna be able to delegate because you're not becoming the one focused guy in one specific skill, which means that you're not gonna be able to keep the money that's actually coming to your bank account. I'm gonna share with you 2 live examples. One of them is Brandon Pullen, the CEO of IGboss. Him and his wife have built an 8-figure company, but it has all been because they are laser focused. His wife is the face of the brand. He's just behind the scenes running the entire company. And I know that he would love to have a personal brand or be out there and be, kind of like the face of the brand as well. But he knows that if he does that, then the business wouldn't be where it is right now. He needs to focus on his specific skill set and on his business. And if he just deviates from that, then he will not be able to do that. He tells me that dozens and dozens of people come up to him and say, hey, I have this awesome, amazing business idea. And he just pushes that out to the side because he knows that if he just goes with it, even if it's a great idea, then his actual business that actually making him money will suffer. It is not until you're able to just invest in different things and just put money working for you instead of you working for that business that you actually start building multiple business at the same time. The other example that I have is myself. From September 2016 to December 2016, I built 6 figures and I was just focused on one thing. And it was the reason why I was able to grow so quickly. From January 2017 to May or June 2017, I made another 6 figures. And then in June, I went almost bankrupt in 2017, which I already mentioned. And then from there until September or October 2017, I was laser focused on building the business back up, which I did and was able to succeed extremely well with it. But then in October 2017 until December or January 2018, I was not focused at all. And my bank account and income took a drastic hit because of that. And then January, beginning of this year, I decided to be laser focused on what my skill set is, which is Instagram, and business completely exploded. In just April, which was my highest grossing month in revenue, again, I did over $115,000. And just in June 2018, just the first 4 days, I made over 6 figures, being more than half of that profit. That means that June 2018 has been my highest month ever. And right now, as I'm filming this video, it is only June 9th. And again, the reason for that has been that I have been laser focused on what I actually can do. And not only what I can do, but also what I should do. And because I'm going the route of being laser focused, then I'm also being able to delegate a lot more, which in turn gives me more time to be more laser focused on what I should be doing, which is focusing on my number one skill set and just doing that alone. Everything else are just distractions or maybe things that you shouldn't be doing, which then you can turn delegate, because that means that other people might be able to do even a better job than you can, while saving you time that you can actually dedicate to build and grow your business, which means everybody wins. Question of the day. What is another secret tip or trend that you have seen that actually takes people from zero to multi-millionaires, specifically building a business online? Just leave a comment down below. I would love to know your thoughts, or maybe things that you have learned from reading and watching or even meeting other multi-millionaires. And if this is your first time watching this channel, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button down below so you do not miss out on all the new videos and content that we're putting out. We'll also be doing giveaways, big announcements, and a ton of cool stuff that we have coming up here in the future. We will also be doing a lot of cool stuff that we have, behind the scenes and we're working on. So if you do not want to miss out on that, hit that red subscribe button and that notification bell. This has been Josue Pena with Online CEOs, helping you grow and monetize your brand, business, and influence with social media and marketing. Keep crushing it, Online CEOs, and we'll see you on the next one.